Welcome to Spectrum News. I am Rachel David White, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. Let's take a look at the headlines. Vice President Shettima says Tinubu committed to welfare of fallen heroes' families. Johnson declares indefinite strike in Osun, plus South Korea suspends military deal with North Korea after spy satellite launch. We'll bring you details of the stories and many more in a moment. First, in the news this afternoon is from the national scene where Vice President Kashim Shettima has said that President Bola Tinubu's administration is committed to the welfare of the Nigerian armed forces, including families of fallen heroes. Shettima made this known after he was decorated with the emblem of the 2024 Armed Forces Remembrance Day at the Presidential Villa. This was contained in a statement by Senior Special Assistant on Media and Communications Stanley Nkwocha. The Vice President noted that the administration's resolve was an acknowledgement of the sacrifices of service personnel to the unity of Nigeria and substance of global peace. Away from that, the federal government has disclosed that it has held discussions with the United Arab Emirates ambassador to Nigeria, Salem Al-Shamsi, for Governor Uba Sani of Kaduna State to seek support for its school feeding program. This was disclosed in a statement issued in Abuja today by the Senior Special Assistant to President Tinubu on school feeding, Yetunde Adeniji. Adeniji said her delegation met with the UAE ambassador and the governor at the 52nd United Arab Emirates National Day celebration held in Abuja. She also affirmed that both men had expressed their willingness to give total support for the humanitarian cause being championed by the federal government. The development comes barely 1 week after the federal government announced its proposed plan to feed 100,000 displaced children in the north. In a separate development, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Aidu, has said that some stakeholders have expressed commitment to raise the sum of $5 billion annually to support various humanitarian interventions in Nigeria. The agreement was reached during a strategic meeting between the Minister, United Nations agencies and other development partners at the UN House Abuja. This is contained in a statement issued to newsmen by the media aide to the Minister Rashid Zubair in Abuja. Edu explained that the meeting was aimed at building synergy to ensure a coordinated approach towards achieving sustainable solutions to Nigeria's humanitarian response. On judicial matters, the Federal High Court in Abuja has fixed February 22, 2024 for hearing in the suit challenging the appointment of Ola Olukayode as the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Justice Obiora Egwatu stayed the fees today after the parties agreed that the date was convenient for all. The counsel representing NAS, Israel Obani, told the courts that the legal department of the Assembly passed the information to his team only on Tuesday. He said he would pursue the brief and file his response before the next adjourned date. Meanwhile, the EFCC lawyer R.O. Adakole also told the court that he would also put his house in order before the next adjourned date. The judge subsequently adjourned the matter until February 22, 2024. In the meantime, Justice Hamza Muazu of the Federal Capital Territory High Court, Abuja, has granted the immediate past governor of the central bank, Godwin Emefiele, bail in the sum of 300 million naira and 2 sureties in like sum. Justice Moazu said sureties must have certificates of occupancy and titles of properties within the Maitama district. Emefiele is mandated to deposit all his travel documents with the registrar of the court and must remain within the Abuja Municipal Council. He is also expected to remain in Kuje Correctional Center pending when he meets the bail conditions. This comes after 4 months the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos granted him bail in the sum of 20 million naira. Elsewhere, the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSUN Osun State Chapter, has embarked on an indefinite industrial action with immediate effect. The strike was declared today by the chairman of JUSUN in the state, Oluwabenga Olakunle Eludire. The strike is coming on the heels of the protests on Monday and Tuesday by Osun JUSUN over the allegations of maladministration against the embattled Osun Chief Judge, Justice Oyebola Adepele-Ojo. The JUSUN members also accused her of unduly prosecuting some members of staff and denying them entitlements ranging from restoration of training exercises, arrears of wardrobe allowances from 2021 to 2023, and reinstatement of judiciary staff in the state suspended by Justice Adepele-Ojo. In another development, the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, has inaugurated a training program for female founders to promote diversity and close to gender gap in technology. The NITDA Director General Kashifu Inuwa stated during the program's debut that it was one of the agency's initiatives to increase digital literacy and give women the skills necessary to succeed in the tech industry. He stated that the initiative's goal was to empower and encourage women to use digital technology to create successful, scalable enterprises. According to him, 7,151 applications from all over the state were received in less than 2 weeks after the call for participation was announced. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Umoino yesterday presented the 2024 Estimates and Appropriation Bill to the House of Assembly. In his presentation, the governor appealed for the timely passage of the budget for effective implementation. Our correspondent has the details.
State Governor Pastor Umoino has presented a budget estimate of 845.632 billion naira for the 2024 fiscal year to the State House of Assembly for consideration and approval. Governor Ino, who made the presentation on the floor of the state legislature, said the 2024 budget estimates, christened Arise Budget for Growth and Expansion, is made up of 352.917 billion naira for recurrent expenditure and 492.715 billion naira for capital expenditure. The governor told the lawmakers that the implementation strategy will be to partner with foreign investors, widen infrastructure base of the state, and expand and maintain infrastructure services in healthcare, amongst others.
As we review the performance of the 2023 budget, I'd like to inform you that a total of 850 billion was approved for the 2023 fiscal year, with a total recurrent expenditure of 394 billion and the capital vote of 455 billion.
Governor Ino, who thanked the 8th Assembly for the cooperation and support they've extended to him so far, pledged his readiness to work collaboratively with all, without rancor or acrimony, for the success of Akwa Ibom. He urged the State Assembly on the expeditious approval of the estimates, while assuring of his determination to the faithful implementation of the budget for the well-being of Akwa Ibom people.
I'd like to assure this Honorable House that we will continue to promote the values of Akwa Ibomites everywhere we are. We'll continue to work with Akwa Ibomites in the diaspora to ensure that we harness all of their potentials. And to make this happen, I've appointed a senior special assistant on diaspora matters who will help us coordinate all of our people.
Meanwhile, the Speaker of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Udemotong, has pledged the continued collaboration of the legislature with the executive arm of the government to ensure the implementation of the government's plan for the state and the timely passage of the budget.
In this regard, We have made immense contribution legislations and resolutions that are geared toward giving legal backing to policies, programs, and other activities of this administration, as well as being a lifeline of His Excellency and rights agenda. So far, we have prepared 82 people-centric bills and 57 motions, some of which are still at committee stage, waiting scrutiny and public hearing. This would not have been possible without the tremendous support of our dear governor, and it is our expectation that those bills will be given due recognition when the governor assent is given to them.
The state government is proposing a 2024 budget estimate of 845.632 billion naira, as against the approved revised provision of 850 billion naira of 2023, representing a decrease of 0.5% from the 2023 revised budget. In Uyo, Jane Uwa, Spectrum Television News.
Meanwhile, Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly yesterday said it will partner with the executive arm of government to fast-track development in the state. Speaker of the House, Ude Moton, stated this when the state governor, Pastor Umoino, appeared before the House for the presentation of the 2024 budget estimates for approval, during which he commended the governor for the major transformational strides in various sectors since his assumption of office. He assured the governor that the House, through effective legislation and oversight, will ensure that the 2024 budget delivers on its promises to stimulate the economy of the state, deliver inclusive growth, and prioritize the welfare of the people. The Speaker thus urged all ministries, departments, and agencies of government to cooperate with the House of Assembly during the budget dispense session to aid speedy passage of the bill. And now to Africa, where South African members of parliament have voted to close the Israeli embassy in Pretoria and to suspend all diplomatic relations. The governing African National Congress, which dominates parliament, has long been critical of Israel and supported the motion in parliament. The motion called for the closure of the embassy and suspension of ties until Israel agrees to a ceasefire and commits to binding negotiations. The motion was passed by 248 votes to 91. Still in Africa, Ugandan health authorities are currently investigating an unidentified disease outbreak that has reportedly killed at least 12 people in a span of 2 weeks in Kyotera, district of the General Central Region. The authorities said affected patients had rashes on the skin which kept widening before dying in a matter of days. Some had swollen limbs. Reports say Uganda's Ministry of Health has collected fresh skin samples from one of the patients who died at a local general hospital last week. Its findings are yet to be shared with the public. Other foreign states, South Korea has suspended parts of its 2018 agreement with the North aimed at lowering military tensions. This comes after Pyongyang claimed to have successfully launched a spy satellite into space. The South Korea Prime Minister Han Duck-seo said the launch threatened the country's security. Seo added that the country would resume surveillance flight along its border with North Korea, breaching the no-fly zone established under the military pact. And still on the foreign scene, voting for parliamentary elections in the Netherlands had begun today as pollsters said the race for the next Dutch leader will be a close call. The elections will determine a new direction for the Netherlands as outgoing Prime Minister Mark Rutte has been at the helm of affairs in the country for the past 13 years. 4 political parties from the left to far-right political spectrums are competing to secure a leading position in the Dutch parliament. Over 30 million voters are expected to participate in the elections, casting their ballot between 7:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. local time. Still to come in the news, Argentina's World Cup winning coach Lionel Scaloni says he may resign. Stay with us. Welcome back and many thanks for staying with us. On our business news, World Bank has disclosed that rising inflation and low economic growth in Nigeria will push a further 2.8 million people into poverty by the end of 2023. It noted that Nigeria's high inflation reached a 17-year high of 24.1% year-on-year in July 2023, partly reflecting surging food prices and a temporary impact of the removal of fuel subsidy. The Global Bank stated that a cumulative 725 basis points hike in the monetary policy rate since May 2022 has had little effect on reining in inflation due to clogged transmission channels, also weakened by direct credit allocation by the central bank and the continued monetization of the fiscal deficit. The bank further declared that federal fiscal deficit has risen to 63% higher between January and May 2023 than in the same period in 2022 due to increased interest payments, higher capital spending before the elections, and the continuous large cost of the fuel subsidy. Still in business, the federal government has warned gas producers to stop discouraging awardees in the gas flow commercialization program from embarking on the project. It gave the warning at a meeting that had operators in the upstream petroleum industry and the chief executive of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Gbenga Komolafe, in Abuja. In his address at the post-award engagement between the NUPRC and producers operating assets under the Nigerian gas flow commercialization program, Komolafe stated that the Commission would not accept any ploy by gas producers to dissuade successful awardees from embarking on the project. The federal government, through the NUPRC, had issued relevant letters of award to 42 individual companies for all 49 flare sites in offer in September 2023. In health, the Ogun State chairperson of the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, Adejoke Bello, says the existence of auxiliary nurses is not recognized in Nigeria's healthcare system, describing them as quacks. Bello insisted that there is no such role in nursing profession and that anyone claiming to be an auxiliary nurse is misrepresenting themselves. The NANNM chairperson stressed that many of those described as auxiliary nurses did not undergo the necessary training and licensing required to practice nursing in Nigeria. She added that registered nurses in Nigeria must complete a minimum of 3 years of training followed by a licensing exam and registration with the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. Still in health, medical experts have said that with safe injection practices and policies in place, Nigeria can eliminate hepatitis C by 2030. The physicians said it takes seriousness on the side of government to achieve hepatitis C elimination in the country. A professor of public health at the University of Ilorin, Kwara State, Tanimola Akande, noted that Nigeria will make progress in the fight against hepatitis C if there are policies that would ensure safe injection practices in the country. He described hepatitis C as a dangerous blood-borne disease infection that affects and causes enlargement of the liver, saying there is the need for Nigeria to intensify screening and those found to be positive be given effective antiviral treatment. To sport now, where at least 10 players could leave Manchester United across the next 2 transfer windows in 2024. David De Gea, Fred, Dean, Henderson and Anthony Elanga all left Old Trafford in the summer. but a further clear-out is expected next year. According to the Manchester Evening News, Erik ten Hag is looking to reshape his squad over the next 12 months. Meanwhile, Johnny Evans is out of contract next June and would not get a new deal as he turns 36 in January. Still in sport, Argentina's World Cup winning coach Lionel Scaloni has said that he is considering resigning after 5 years in the role. Scaloni made a surprise announcement after Argentina's 1-0 World Cup qualifying win over Brazil in Rio de Janeiro. The 45-year-old also led Argentina to the Copa America in 2021 before their World Cup triumph in Qatar last year. On our entertainment news, Grammy-winning Nigerian singer Damini Ogulu, also known as Burna Boy, has been ranked #1 on the Billboard Year and US Afrobeat Artist charts. Calm Down Corner Rema took the second spot, while Thames, Cameroonian diva Libyanka and Wizkid are placed third, fourth and fifth respectively. R Star, CK Ashake, Davido and Oxlade complete the top 10 in the list released via Billboard website. Meanwhile, Rema's Calm Down remix featuring Selena Gomez topped the Billboard Year and US Afrobeat Songs chart. Libyanka's People and Thames' Free Mind ranked at #2 and 3 respectively. Wizkid's Essence featuring Thames and Justin Bieber and Burna Boy's Lastless complete the top 5. Still on entertainment, the mayor of Atlanta, Andrew Dickens, has recognized Nigerian-American singer David Adeleke, also known as Davido's contribution towards entertainment in the city of Atlanta following the OBO Coroner's Headline Away Festival at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta. The mayor and the Atlanta City Council declared November 18 Davido Day in honor of the singer. In a message to the singer on his birthday, the mayor noted that Davido has captivated audiences worldwide, becoming a global icon in the music industry. That's all we have for you at this time. Don't forget to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. I've been watching Spectrum News. I am Rachel David White. Good afternoon.